Hey Salim, welcome to my church training vlog. So first of all, thanks for being here. It really means a lot. So like usual, we're gonna start by the physical training. So we're gonna go in depth in my training peak to see what I did this week and how can you learn from it and how can you apply some concept to your physical training. After that, we're gonna look at the mental training that I did this week, so the concept that I used the most this week, and how can this concept help you and how can you apply it to your life. After that, we're gonna look at the clip of the week, so the clip that inspired me the most this week and that I played the most this week. After that, we're gonna go at the best moment of the week. We're gonna look at the album that I listened to the most on the bike, and we're gonna finish by the book of the week. So yeah, let's do this. So this week was the first real week where I had something planned. So this week goals was to start building the base for next year. So we're really starting the preparation for next year. So there were like two main objectives. So the first one was really to take it easy. I would say it's really easy, especially at the start of the year, to be super motivating and to try to do a lot. And especially at this time of the week, this time of the year in November, the races are so far out that there's no point in trying to push your body to the absolute limit, so you hurt yourself. So the big goal of the week was just to stay healthy. And the second goal, we were trying to work on the max power, so really short interval with really big time to recover in between. So the first day, it was a chill ride where I live close to Montreal, so it was an amazing ride. There's lake everywhere, there's tree everywhere. If you come in the region, just hit me up and I'll show you this ride. It's beautiful. It's just under 4 hours, and like honestly, I think I saw maybe 6 or 7 car for the whole ride. It's crazy. So yeah, after this I went running a half marathon. I was just normally, like I said, I always trail run, but I just wanted to test myself, run on the gravel to see how it felt. And honestly, the problem was not the heart rate at all. It was just physically my leg were just not used to this pace. So yeah, it was okay. I run a half marathon in like a little bit less than 1 hour 40. Nothing amazing, but it was just nice to to try something different. I think half season is a best way to do this. You just find a way to get the heart rate up and you pretty much have done your job. So the first specific workout was, like I said, very about max power development. So like you can see here, it was like very short intervals, like 5-second intervals with like 3-minute recovery between them. So the goal was very to hit the max power and after recover, so the other interval were not very impacted by the prior. I'm gonna be honest with you, the number were horrible. I was pretty much expecting it. I mean, it's been almost 2 months since I didn't do some sprints. So yeah, it's just normal that it takes time for the muscle fiber to be used to those like kind of hard sprint again. So I did another run in Montreal, so a little bit less than 25k, and I finished the week by a 2 hour steady, so 140 bpm, just to put some resistance a little bit on the pedal. So now we're gonna switch to the oh sorry, I forgot the part. So this week was 646 TSS, so nothing crazy, but still an okay week for the stress on the body. It was a little bit less than 17 hours of training, so again, really nothing crazy. So yeah, it felt super good to start the training back again. So now we're gonna go at the mental training of the week. So this week is about personal life purpose. So I'm gonna read it and just follow along. And if you like it, just reread it or take notes. So I'm gonna read it and read it with me if you're so inspired. So personal life purpose. What one can be, one must be, by Abraham Maslow. Failing to express the highest version of yourself and avoiding the necessary work equal declining to give the contribution you were meant to create, to make our world a better place. Living your purpose and using your strength to the fullest for the greater good is a big component of what brings joy to an individual. Simply put, being useful is a big part of happiness. For that reason, your mission is quite meaningless if you are not the only one who is benefiting from it. Question to ask yourself to help you discover your life purpose. What I am excellent at? How can this thing I adore to do allow me to take care of myself and those I love? How can I make the world a better place? What would I do if I were guaranteed to succeed, the amount of money being moderate and there would be no glory attached to success? And finally, how can my life work be summarized in one sentence? Little PS here, appreciate the noble purpose. Your contribution that it doesn't need to be flashy. Step to follow to make your purpose a reality. So first step, be inspired. Challenge your assumption and use the greatest exemplar in your field for motivation and guidance. Executing that will allow you to dream big because you will have the opportunity to challenge your preconceived beliefs about your own limitation. Realize that it is not a matter of finding your purpose, but it's a matter of creating it. Second step, picture the desired outcome. Be extremely clear so that you live your life in a way that you are pushed toward your purpose. Comprehend the reason why you think that working for that vision will make your future better. Afterward, reflect on your motive for action, intrinsic and extrinsic, and determine if in the long run they will serve you. Third, plan for the future and execute in the moment. Those two components go together. For that reason, your plan will constantly change and be adapted for the reality you will be facing. There is absolutely no point in building a plan if it's not followed by the execution and constantly updated in the now. Therefore, install a practice that forces you to make a decision that are aligned with your life's objective and bring you closer to its realization. Fourth step, the surest way to discipline your passion is to discipline your time. Cultivate emotional stability and stamina with the commitment to follow habits, behavior, and thoughts that are in line with your target. Bear in mind that the worse you feel, the more committed you are to making the effort that is demanded to stay on track. Step number 5, know and accept that the process will be a challenge. With the perspective acquired with time, realize that it is exactly why the venture needs to be undertaken. Let your most valuable work guide your life. Step 6, envisage a colossal amount of obstacles on your way and be ready for an unexpected one. Create, visualize, and implement strategy to face those challenges successfully. Step number 7, nurture a greedy passion, meaning you fulfill your dream while enduring the downside that will inevitably come with the heroic journey. Remember that challenges are fundamentals because they are unequivocally catalysts that gives meaning to life. Step 8, walk your own path. Promise yourself to spend your time working on projects that satisfy you, rather than on those that your environment urges you towards. Embrace your personal itinerary and have the confidence that you are on the right one. Finally, conjure up not to be shy, allowing you to express your mission fully and at the same time dismiss other unproductive opinion of it. Only welcome constructive advice. People who already abandon their dream will be fast in concluding that you cannot realize yours. Differentiate between when you must listen and when you must ignore. Be careful. So, your life obligation is to give your most generous gift to the world. Only following your dream is an incomplete venture. Sure, you are required to be passionate about your craft, but you need to pair this love with two quintessential requirements. First, you are required to turn pro, meaning that from now on, your primary focus is on being the best you can possibly be. You must steadily demand a competitive spirit with yourself to elevate your own standard. Second, you must combine this passion and deep commitment to greatness with service, thus explaining why you need to find what the world really needs from you. Finally, be a hero. Take care of others and commit to something bigger than yourself. Recall to mind the etymology of the word hero. It means protector. Therefore, your purpose is to protect and serve others with the superhero power, love. So to finish it, a quote by Steven Pressfield that I love: "Creative work is not a selfish act or a bid for attention on the part of the actor. It's a gift to the world and every being in it. Don't cheat us from your contribution. Give us what you got." So that's it for the sword psychology concept of the week. I hope you like it. So now we're gonna go at the clip that I watched the most this week. So Ben Askren lost his second fight in a row in the UFC. Prior to that, he was undefeated in 19 fights, so it must be really, really hard for him. But he's just tremendously good to handle defeat. So Ariel asked him how he handled defeat this great. So,
can I just ask you this, Ben? How do you handle this so well? How do you do it so well and others do it so poorly?
I would say a lot of studying sports psychology. I've told you it's been my main passion. So not main passion is like MMA or wrestling, but like as far as stuff to read and consume, it's what I do all the time. And there's not a lot of healthiness that comes from dwelling on the negativity of a loss, from isolating yourself when stuff like this happens. There's not a lot of positive things that happen from that. And so when you study that and you realize that, it's going to be a lot more positive for me to come on here and talk to you about it, even though, was it embarrassing? I got choked out from a million people, right? That's kind of embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. I got knocked. You know how many billions of times that damn George Masvidal clip's been played? That's kind of embarrassing. But it's much, much better and more healthy to just come face it and take it and deal with it than to go hide and isolate yourself. So I would say studying sports psychology is what has helped me develop a much more healthy view on the way I'm supposed to do this.
Okay, and last thing, when will you just...
So yeah. Like I said, it's amazing, and I think there's a lot of lesson to learn of this. First of all, why psychology of sport is very important. So Ben is saying that for him, sports psychology has a big impact on the way he handles losses. And I think the main point for me was just to remember that a way to handle losses is not to get away from it or refuse it. It's just to really accept it and face it fully, so you can learn from it rather than pretend it doesn't happen, or rather to hide from it. So thanks Ben for your wonderful talk. So we're gonna go to the best moment of the week. So the best moment of the week for me was in the theater. I went to see the film Joker, and I'm not a film expert, so I'm not gonna talk to you about actor skills or anything, but I just find that the actor was amazing, and plus it's really not like your usual superhero movie when it's a lot of just action. It actually makes you think a lot, especially on two subjects, I think, about how we treat mental health in our society, and also how our society can make people that are struggling mentally do horrible things because the way we treat it and the way we don't take care of them. So it's just amazing. I would love to hear some psychologists talk about this. I think a movie with that magnitude can really have a big impact on how we see mental health. And I mean, the actor is just incredible, and it's a superhero movie, so it's just amazing. And personally, the Joker is my favorite villain, so it was just the perfect blend for me. So let's go see it. I promise you'll like it. So the album I listened the most this week is the new album from Youssoupha. It's a French rapper, so maybe you will not understand, but I don't think it will ruin your experiences, because I'm French speaking and I primarily listen to English music. So Youssoupha is from Africa, but he lives in France, And this album is a rap album, but there's a lot of amazing beat, and it's really uplifting. So for training, especially for me in cycling, it's like a perfect album to ride to. So yeah, don't be shy and try it. Maybe you'll like how the language sound and everything. Sometimes it's a good good difference to hear another language, and it just sounds very great. So I'm gonna maybe play you just a little part of my favorite. So yeah, let's do this. So yeah, again, I strongly suggest it, even if you don't speak French. Yeah, don't be shy and try it. So the book of the week is the Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Why I choose this book, it's because I finished it this week actually, so it's really fresh in my mind. And also we just talk about life purpose, and I think it's about that pretty much. So I think the book is at best when you don't take everything he's saying as like true for real life. I mean, I cannot confirm, but I strongly doubt that the universe is conspiring to help you reach your personal legend if you go towards it. But I think there's a lot of great concept here, especially if you are in the hard part of your personal quest towards reaching your goal. I think it's a really good book to convince you to try again and be resilient. And yeah, other than that, I think the main big lesson from this book, and I think it's probably the most important lesson of an athlete or a high performer, is that the end goal, yes, it's important and we really want to reach it, but at the end of the day, what counts is how you grow and how you evolve on the path towards your goal. So most of the value of trying to reach your personal peak is in the process of walking there. So if I do an analogy, I mean, on a hike, yes, the view is incredible and you want to get to the view, but most of the fun and most of the learning is in the path towards the view, so in climbing the mountain. So yeah, that's about it for this week. Comment, share, like, everything you can do if you like it, and thank you for staying all the way through. It really means a lot for me. And yeah, just tell me in the comment your comment how I can improve or how I can change something so the video is better. And yeah, have a great week. I'll do vlog number 4 next week, and hope you have a wonderful next week and good training.